Hi, I'm Jared. This is my A1 for Ktb217? 217? One of those ones. Anyway, story. Firstly, I'd like to start off by saying I'm so sorry that this is coming to you in a video message. I really wish it wasn't the way that it had to be, but unfortunately, that's the way it had to be. Coronavirus and all that. Anyway, story time. So, I have a cat. He's a black cat. I don't actually know the breed of the cat. I'd say he's like the good old Egyptian ones, those fully black cats, the classics. Anyway, cat's a bit of a dick. We, because of this, named him Vader after Darth Vader, because he's black and he's a bit of a dick. Anyway, story's about him. So I'll give you some more backstory on my cat. To prove his dickiness, we had a cousin who came over. The cousin highly allergic to cats, but he thought, I'll give the cat a pat. He seems harmless enough. Anyway, these were distant relatives. We hadn't seen them in absolutely forever. I don't think I'd ever met them, honestly. But they came over, and my cat ended up attacking the kid so bad that he had to be sent to the hospital. Another one of my mates, he was here having a sleepover at my house, and we were playing hide and seek in the dark, of course. But he claimed that he saw two yellow eyes just start creeping up on him in the darkness. Lo and behold, I hear a scream. I was upstairs, of course. I come downstairs and he's got scratch marks all over him, and this kid was going to go to America the next day. So, lucky boy had to go get a tetanus shot right before hopping on an airplane. So, not a nice cat. But this story is more about some of the justice that happened to my cat. Anyway, so I used to feed my cat around 6. I say used to because now he eats my dog's food out of my dog's bowl. We don't really feed the cat anymore, but I used to feed him around 6. So one day I went to go feed him, obviously, and I got the stuff out and I'm yelling, Vader, where are you, mate? I go out the front, can't hear him, can't see him. So I'm like, oh shit, where's my cat? I go at the back, same deal. I can't find him anyway. So, after about 5 minutes looking, I went upstairs, all that sort of jazz, looked around the house. Eventually just went, oh, he'll come when he's ready, So I put the food in the bowl and just sat down. Then maybe half an hour, give or take, half an hour later, my dad comes in. And he's like, oh, have you seen the cat? And, obviously my response was no, but I've fed him. He just hasn't eaten yet. So my dad went for a look. And a few seconds later, we started hearing this really loud meow from somewhere. We couldn't figure out where it was. So Dad went out the front to go see if he could figure it out. And I went out the back to see if I'd accidentally locked him in the shed. I was like, oh, shit. Because obviously there's not much water and food in the shed, and cats cannot survive without either. So anyway, I hear the meowing, but it's not from the shed. It's more across, not the next, maybe the next door neighbor's house. So I go out the front. I'm like, hey Dad, I hear meowing. I think it's our cat, and I think he's next door. So the two of us, we walk next door. It's 2 flats with old people, that sort of stuff. Really built up place. But anyway, we go there and he's not there. We then hear another meow from the next door. So, we go next door, and this house is owned by really derelict, classic Wynnum characters, bogans. At the back, they have a boat and lots of crab traps and all that sort of stuff. We look straight down from the front of their house. We look straight down the driveway, and right at the back on a boat is a crab trap with a padlock on it, and there's our cat inside the crab trap with the padlock on the outside. So we walked in there, and as we got to the boat, the people that own the house came out and went, oi! They walked out to us all on a mission sort of thing, and they're like, what the hell are you doing in our, this is our property, get off our property. And Dad just turned around calmly to them and said, look, this may be your property, but this is our cat. Our cat is in your crab trap. I don't think he knows how to operate locks. They're like, oh, he must have walked in there, he probably just wandered in there and, locked himself in there. Dad was like, no, he didn't. Because he can't operate locks, obviously. So, you know, we fought with them for about 5-10 minutes. Then eventually we called RSPCA. And they're like, yeah, what's the go? We said, oh, look, our cat's been locked in a crab trap on the neighbour's property. And they're like, okay, we'll be down there in 5. So we just, you know, wandered around the front yard of their house. Like, we obviously unlocked the cage, and the cat went bolting back into our house, you know, onto the road in her house. But, you know, RSPCA finally rocked up about 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, and spoke to the people and, you know, said, no. Obviously didn't hear it because we were, you know, had a fight and were split up from there. But then they came to us and they said to my dad, I'm sorry, mate, but there's absolutely nothing we can do about it, which is absolutely ludicrous. I mean, our cat was locked in their yard, and yet, you know, RSPCA just sort of waved it off like it was nothing. They just sort of gave them off with a warning, like, don't do it again. But anyway, I'm happy to report that it hasn't happened so far for a second time. And yeah, that was the story of how my cat lost one of his lives. I think that was like a few years ago, so he's probably down maybe 5 lives left now. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. But regardless, thank you for listening.